one we've all been waiting for. We'll see if Reject can ride the momentum of their first series of the day into this one against Envy. And will Envy be able to come into this one red hot? You know, obviously they haven't played it yet, but maybe they'll be able to bring their A game. Definitely keen to see what they can do. As you can see right now, though, we got these standings thus far. Dark Zero and Reject able to take away their respective series there, so they're going to be on the top side of Group A for the moment, but we'll see if that's going to change up after this game.
Yeah, we already got to see Reject and Dark Zero play it off earlier on, already getting that point. And now we are getting started. Everyone, let's get started with our third series of the day. It is Envy versus Reject. You mentioned it, Matsy. Envy's first time currently playing within this Group A, and we already see the Mantis off the table. Not too surprised there, considering, you know, we mix that together, the Venom goes through. It is just lethal damage. And, of course, the Jeff Respect as well as the Jeff Protect.
That's it. We're going to be seeing a little trade-off there. Emma going to be taken off the table as well. Mantis are going to be protected on the Envy side of things there. So great to see that they're trading through the strategists into this one. And I'd expect to see, there you go, Loki going to be taken away as another strategist there. So we've been seeing a lot of focus around the Loki heading into 4.5 here.
Which is interesting, too, because this is something that's been brought up a lot. We've been seeing it with either, you know, the double res composition between the Loki God of Mischief into Comping and Adam, but we highlighted Venom before, and although we have the Protect here on the Jeff currently for Reject, it'd be interesting if Envy doesn't, well, they did ban out that Venom beforehand. They understand, you know, the team up, they don't want to see that happen here. They're not going to let it escape by. As we take a look at what that next Protect for Envy's looking like.
They're going to be taking the Emma through there, so definitely excited to see how they fare into that one. Kaluj definitely going to bring a lot of impact into that one. A great choke slams coming through, but speaking of slamming through, we are not going to be seeing any Groot. It's going to be banned out by Reject. Last Protect online right now, and where will they go with this one?
I really like the homework that we're seeing done by NV2, because looking how Reject started off the day as they protect the Captain America, they were sticking to the triple strat, right? Like, not worrying about Ultron right here, good with the Mantis, good with the Atom, great with dives. But now that we're getting started here in Hell's Heaven, Matsy, we highlighted it before. NV currently 3-2, while currently seeing how Reject's been doing. Believe it's 2-1 so far, and as we get started, Envy already rolling out Collusion, got in that Protect over onto the Emma, and Window hovering over the Angela.
There you go. It looks like they are following suit with some of the other teams here, looking to play a little bit into the Angela action. And great to see Speedery hovering over the Ultron as well. You know, I thought that one might have a bit of a fall from grace into this side of the meta here, but they're looking to play with it with a bit of confidence here on the Domination Hell's Heaven, as we are going to be loading in to that one right now. Always love to see the unique landscapes here in Marvel Rivals, and this is one of the classic ones.
Ooh, this music and flyby too? Let's get this going. It's nice to wait out for our third match within our Group A. Don't forget, everyone, we have 2 streams going on simultaneously here for Group B, the Group of Death, as we keep highlighting. But you know what? You can't scoff at the action that we're currently seeing right here between our Group A. We saw recently Reject Dark Zero take that dub in our best of 3. Now, can Reject do it again against the heavy titans that have been in America, terrorizing the rest of the region? Envy now coming out in a different look too with Season 4.5.
That's it, looking to stay strong, stay confident here, and eager to see how this David versus Goliath matchup will be playing out. As we got the early portal play, looking to take the high ground towards the mission area here. See if they can establish themselves nice and quickly, but they're already taking a little bit of damage around the side. And Reject, they're just holding from afar right now, looking to gain a little bit of space towards the mission area before they go for that early push.
A little awkward here for Envy too. They kind of look behind them just to make sure no one was creeping up behind them too, but Reject, they try to go in for a sandwich on Envy's approach, and it ends up falling here as Dolby's the first one caught out at the hands of Tap. As we talk about Tap being on that Phoenix before, also a very flexible player here in general, as we keep seeing Phoenix, despite the nerfs, still showcase you don't need that Beyblade to let it rip it to deal that damage output.
And not going to be a spinning to win this time around. And maybe later into the piece there, we'll see what they can do with it. But Tap are going to be hitting them with the 2 tap there, just waiting to find their mark. And Window does go down, so it's a good KO to open the account here. We'll see if they can further their pursuit on this one with the Kraken Impact online.
Both strategists too here as Speedery gets it online first. Ultron Even with those nerfs, has been able to show some play here, and it's going to be matched that between Izayaki, Fate of Both Worlds. Invisible Boundary is called up for a month as Tap looks to try to not only get the reset, but the follow-up onto Finale together with Speedery dealing that damage from the high ground here. Kaluj Nero will be able to hold on to the ults. Meanwhile, on the side of Seduction, Finale in the back with the Karmic Revival too. It's going to be able to match that with the Strategist as the Meteor M and the Doctor Strange shield meet point blank.
That's great reaction time coming through there. You need those split-section reactions in order to find success. Great Sedate coming through there as well, trying to slow down Marvel. But Reject will be able to sneak it through and take control. Akomoto going to be cancelled. Nicely done from Finale there.
I was going to say, he's brave for that one. I mean, he was trying to do that point blank. Oh my, and then the snipe from Dolby onto Nero. Reject. That fight was going on for quite some time. We even saw the aggression from Envy. It looked like they were able to have that number advantage at first, but Reject keeping themselves stable, not only getting that point first here, as they're going to be able to also hold on to these two ultimates.
Yeah, they reject Envy's advances onto the point there, so a great way to kick off the match here. And Envy are slowly trying to see if they can carve their way through, utilizing their shields there. Rage of Ultron gonna help. What? The choke slam coming out does enable them here, finding the opening KO, looking to see if they can utilize the freedom charge to stay in control here, and the percentage is still building up.
I love watching Piggy play, by the way. These Magneto shields, these bubbles have been coming in clutch. The awareness to help out Gargoyle right through that too, as Kaluj was looking to choke slam him in the diamond form, as Izayaki pops a Fate of Both Worlds, and this is so that way they can control more of this space, but maybe a little too early here, as they are reaching nearly that 60%. It's going to be met by Month, and the Invisible Boundary, Nero following up together with Tap, shut down Gargoyle, and shut down any chance of a reset.
Going for a bit of a haymaker there. That one went out of orbit, I reckon, but they're going to look to redeem themselves after that one. Even still, though, still managing to maintain course over the mission area here. Tap are bringing out the End Song Inferno, pumping up the damage volumes a little more. It's going to be a Jeff coming out, Adobe, trying to see if they can get some good eats through. Managed to capture a couple, both strategists. That's going to be critical here, taking Mantis away, but they won't be able to take it to the full extent.
I love it. Speedery, the communication from the rest of Envy, they punished Obley in that, so they only find Month between the itch Jeff, but you're nearing already 98% here, and Reject have had control over this point the entire time with a lovely stall potential that we've been seeing from Marvel too. He takes a quick nap, but with Izayaki having the Fate of Both Worlds, they're fully looking to send this. Meanwhile, Envy, they've lost out on Kaluj. It's really only Window as that extra sustainability on the Freedom Charge to keep themselves in this fight in overtime. They have not flipped the point once.
Yeah, it's just been so rough so far. You know, they're trading freedom charges here. They're managing to barge ahead. Speedery's going down as well, and they catch Window. OT Timer is running its course. The KOs are working out magnificently. Portal at the last second, but they push him out. Oh my goodness. Reject have taken the first point.
Pushed him out and evicted him out of his own portal there too. Ended up body blocking him, prevented him from shield dancing, or rather portal dancing back and forth to keep the stall alive. And they utilized a lot, right? Like, they used the freedom charge at the very end right there too. They wanted to invest just to keep up that stall, but they were at 0%, Matty. It was so difficult to even take that once from Reject. And look at the economy currently with Finale having that Karmic Revival.
Ooh, and they're switching it up into the magic as well. They're looking to divide up the backline there. Really keen to see how that's going to play out for them into the second mission area here. As, yeah, like you said, you know, they got the Karmic Revival available. That's going to be really key if they want to take that early mission area control. Even if they lose a few members, as long as they can keep Finale into the mix, that will definitely assist them. But I got my eyes on Piggy. You know, they want to get some redemption from that Meteor from earlier.
Back-to-back almost, right? Because the Doctor Strange shield also met him on that first Meteor. But imagine if he would have hit Tap. Tap has been a problem, too, on trying to find this focus fire between Speedery, Tap, and then you get that damage boost between the Mantis from Nero. But Reject, with a really strong hold on that first round, can they do it again? And with this ult economy, can absolutely do it. Month to meet them with the Invisible Boundary.
See if they can make it work here. They're taking it nice and slow for the moment. They're just poking Prod away. Marvel in a bit of trouble. Does get the heals at the right moment. But now the mission area is unlocked. And they're looking to lock in. Izayaki's gone down. Meteor coming out from Piggy here. They get taken out. Karmic Revival coming through, though. Everyone's back online.
Oh, it would have been a shame of all the Windows' effort gets shut down at the hands of Finale, bringing everybody back together. Maybe a different look of the Marvel Zombies that we're used to. They do find Finale, but he's got that passive to come right back around as Dolby tries to go for the It's Jeff, but they try to punish him at the same time. You see the bubble coming out, and they find both Piggy and Dolby in the process.
Great way to just dismantle the mission area here. You know, Reject, they committed a lot towards that first fight, and it got ripped apart piece by piece. They are relegating them all the way back to their spawn point here. Poor Marvel. Window will not let up a relentless assault there, and they hunt down that KO to the max. So that's a good stagger onto that Vanguard. Really going to enable more push towards the percentage there.
Finally planting their feet on the point here, too, for the first time thus far in this first map, nearing 30%. Kaluge, Window, and Tap having those ultimates online. You're looking at Marvel and the stall potential that we've already seen before from Reject. Having that Freedom charge shortly. Ziyaki, so having no issue on popping the trigger on that Lunastone Fate of both worlds, just so that way they could start this engagement. We won't have it first here as Kaluge has a Son of Seduction. Window trying to split the attention of the backline.
Divide it up and conquer it in. Kaluge going to be holding it up front though, trying to see if they can distance their opponents from each other, single out those engagements. Finale going to be back online now as well, so Reject are looking to push their way into this one, force their way through. Kaluge in a bit of trouble, does manage to stay online though. Speedery clutch with the Rage of Ultron. Going to see the Freedom Charge traded out as well from Reject here, and Song Inferno from Tap. This has been a big problem for them, and now the opposing Freedom Charge. They are looking to barge in and give it their all.
I'm trying to dive in, get skins right on the other side here too, while the Freedom Charges keep ringing in our ears. Ziyaki trying to keep everybody alive, and the reset potential coming in from Gargoyle as he gets the knock over here onto Month. Nero's next to fall, and it's really only up to Speedery. You won't have that foundation for that sustainability that Envy really wants, at least going into the next fight though. They will have that invisible boundary because currently Reject, they finally flipped the point while Envy are nearing 95%.
That's it. They do manage to find a little bit of momentum where their opponents weren't able to in the first mission area. So great timing here for Reject, but it's going to be an uphill battle building up the percentage to meet or exceed Envy in this one. And they got plenty of time to build up ults. Like they got a couple online right now. There's a couple more right around the corner, so things are going to get nasty if this becomes a drawn-out endeavor. But I mean, one in the same, Reject have that Karmic Revival online again, so that could really come in clutch here, and it's Meteor time right now.
Oh, but right directly on top of the Invisiwoman shield too, while they were trying to dance around an invisible boundary. After Month stays alive, Kaluge focuses down on Marvel, and Finale, hiding, waiting in the shadows, is going to be able to pull off that Karmic Revival, brings back Piggy, brings back Marvel, both Vanguards safe and sound for now, but Kaluge sees them stuck like sardines in a can with the Psionic Seduction as Speedery and Tap get the follow-up. No sustainability, and Reject, they had the lead before their eyes, and Envy flipped the point here, taking us to a round 3 for our first map.
Oh yeah, we are going the distance on this one. It's time to bring out the Super Soldier Factory, and we'll see if they are going to be able to utilize their superpowers in this next portion as well. Both teams have found a slice of the pie here, but it's going to come down to who can achieve their greatness into this next portion right now. You can see little change-ups coming through as well. Piggy looking to jump onto the Angela there. Finale changing it up onto Star-Lord. Definitely something that we can see a lot of power with here. We love a bit of Star-Lord action. I think the Galactic Legend could be great to single out Tap from this one, but they just have to find the right openings.
Especially on Factory, Matsy, because we've seen this before between Piggy. I mean, even Kaluge, right? Because Kaluge could get that drop kick here, roundhouse kick to get the environmental KOs, and we've seen Piggy be a menace while Gargoyle's over onto that Psylocke.
Oh yeah, now breaking in to the next mission area unlock shortly, and both teams are going to be charging through with momentum here. Looking to give it their best shot and see if they can slot themselves in towards a victory. But they aren't looking to take it easy just yet. They're still just waiting it out, throwing the jabs before they commit to this one.
The follow-up, too, when you have the team up between Star-Lord and Rocket, you have to be able to reposition yourself as the Freedom Charge is the first one to initiate this fight. It's going to be from Marvel as Piggy follows up, gets aggressive here on the front line while Finale cleans up on aisle 3 for the rest of Reject. But talk about a strong opening for Reject to take that first fight, which we all know is so important when it comes to domination.
That's it, and definitely great to get the early momentum through there. They can build up 20-30% off this one, but Envy, they're already starting to build up a few tools. They're looking to play a little sneaky here, playing around the staircase, ready to barge in as well. Try and see if they can commit around the back tap already, getting singled out here, trying to get back to their team. Not going to happen. They're going to be able to utilize Dance of the Butterfly. Everything's going down for Reject right now. Perfect strategy, and they've managed to single them out into a man disadvantage.
Marvel was like, let me see you tap dance real quick. Let's see what Tap's got as the follow-up to with the Dance of the Butterfly. Piggy slams down with the Angela ultimate here as he's going to be able to get back to the safety of the backline here too, because Reject, the way they play that is just to split more attention and to waste more time away from Envy.
Yeah, Marvel's looking to go for the double time here. They're already around the back again. They don't even know. Nobody's looking behind. And the strategists are in trouble. Month is feeling the pain right now. Dance of the Butterfly, though, up front. Speedery looking to slice and dice into this one. Izayaki's down. Sia's still online, though. But Tap reacts with the Ensong Inferno, pumping up the damage. Dobi doubles down, though. What a great reaction. Galactic Legend as well. This is exactly what they need. Envy are getting dismantled here.
Sorry, Speedery, it's not a one-man show when you have Reject getting environmental KOs. You have the It's Jeff, you have the Angela with the shish kebab, and Reject. They have been taking Envy apart, forcing Window now to make the swap over to the Angela. That was Chef's kiss.
Just a perfect main meal coming up there, and they are looking to slice their way through into the dessert here. We'll see if they can sweeten things up into the remaining portion as the Freedom Charge comes out straight into the invisible boundary here. They're looking to see if they can conquer their way through.
No.
OT, Marvel, deep trouble. They've gone down.
Window getting a little bit of revenge while Kalush tries to go in for the drop kick here, but not close enough to the edge of the map. Got the Psionic Seduction while Gargoyle has been terrorizing the backline here too. Speedery, Nero, nobody in sight, and Kalush is one shot. Needs some help at the hands of Month, who is still here in this fight alongside Tap now as the overtime is ticking away in favor for Reject.
Oh, it's working out good so far, but maybe, there we go, they managed to get the changeover. Gargoyle has found the KO in a month though, so that's good to take down one of the strategists there. They can trade out a couple of picks into this one, utilizing the portal as well. Marvel finds Kalush here. Things looking a little bit better, but we'll see if they are going to be able to find something deeper into this one. Happens Retribution coming through from Piggy. Jeff time, it's online. Adobe looking to see if they can take a dive. Goodbye, Month. But we are going to be hitting a stalemate for a moment. My goodness.
Talk about sitting on your edge of the seat. Literally, Jaws music playing in the background while Dobie is taking the Invisible Woman to her doom, as we see a quick pause there on the screen, guys, making sure our players are all set up here, ready to go. But it's been quite an incredible first game thus far. It's not over yet, but looking at the way that Reject plays, macro-wise, and just trying to not only split up the attention, but the Captain America waiting in the shadows to find the diving opportunity, as well as the communication to follow up from the other diving pieces of Reject.
Yeah, it was great to see. You know, they were able to use Cap like they were playing Venom, basically, diving in and out of fights. It was just insane coming through from Marvel there. What a marvelous approach they have into this one.
Yeah, and then at the same time you have the Angela, right? And sometimes, like, when you are on the receiving end of the shish kebab, as I always say, and you have to deal with her just slow flying towards you, it's like, all right, I'm not intimidated. But then you're on the edge of the map, and it is factory on Hell's Heaven. That is when Angela likes to play around. It's essentially her playground out here, as well as honestly Emma Frost, right? Once you get that choke slam really close to the edge of the map. But it's Jeff also being able to get a lot done for Reject.
Oh yeah, couldn't agree more. They've really managed to find their strengths into that one, and they're going to be building upon those right after this break.
All right, let's not waste any more time, guys. We're getting right into the action immediately. Well, Monk. Oh no, that was so unfortunate here. Could not really jump out of that while the game had just started in that moment, but it benefits Reject in the end, down to the seconds that it mattered. They had torn up Envy's backline and wasted so much time away from them, and were able to take map number 1 in our best of 3.
My goodness, what an incredible turn of events here. Reject, lock in, managed to take it. 2-1 on the mission areas there. Marvel, a well-deserved MVP. Their cap was just insane coming into that matchup there, and they're definitely going to be probably looking to fan that one away into the next set of the draft there, but we'll see how things change up once we head into map 2.
Really matters on what maps we're going to be going on there, too. You saw Gargoyle out here with those final hits. Gargoyle popping off on the Psylocke. I mean, I don't know what yours is. I'm looking at Gargoyle on Psylocke, and then I see Speedery trying to match that, too. We had to have the swap up over to the Angela from Envy's side, but Reject are looking to take another dub of the day, and they've already set themselves up in the driver's seat. We're going to see if they take it home, though, on the other side of this break for game number 2.
Which ones have what it takes to become the best of the best?
The fight is gonna happen right here, right now.
Welcome back, everyone. Reject with a performance on map number 1, taking it so far in the lead versus Envy, Matsy.
Yeah, can you believe it? They managed to go against the odds there. David has taken down Goliath at the end of the first map there. So an incredible start from Reject, but are they going to be able to ride that momentum through to map 2?
We're gonna have to see. I know Collusion Gator, they're like, oh man, some deja vu going on over here, man, looking at what's going on for Reject. And while we get set up here for game number 2, you know what else I really love about Marvel Rivals, and I've said it so many times, you'll probably hear me spam it here throughout the week, but it is the skins. And one of my favorite skins that have just recently come out is the new Namor skin here.
That's it. You'll love to see it. You know, great stuff coming through. Obviously, we do have none other than the rivals, the Dead are Rising, under Khonshu's shadow, the Queen of the Dead command there. But obviously, we are going to be seeing the King of the Seas coming at you with the Phantom Tide costume there, appearing for the first time in Season 4, available from October 23rd through to November 20th. The night is what you make it, so why not celebrate it in style? And there's certainly a lot of style, a lot of swagger on Namor into this one.
I love it. It's the Dia de los Muertos vibes going on here, and I love the different type of skins that we've been able to release throughout the season here. We had that Pumpkin Jeff earlier, getting to see the Namor skin too, and why not rock Namor right now when he is fantastic, especially if Hela manages to skate by beyond the bands of your own respective games.
That's it, and look at that. Just clean. Managing to ride the squids into action there. I love to see it. You know, it's just really impressive, the visual effects and just, yeah, all the new things are coming through there. As you can see, once again, available from October 24 through to November 21. So definitely want to get your hands on that costume. You know, I'm seeing some Jeff greatness, no more greatness. It's all greatness.
Listen, it's great because you have so many weeks, right, to claim it before it's out of the store. But everyone, I'm getting word that our teams are ready to go for game number 2. And don't forget, it is best of 3. And now while Envy are down that first map, that means Reject is looking to take one more to add another point on the board for them. They want to be the ones to come out of this Group A in that top seed, too. While you're looking at the rest of the competition after what we just witnessed, too, from Dark Zero earlier, now Envy looking to see what they have to do differently here in the pick and ban phase because, man, the reses that we currently saw between Reject and what they were running out with between the Angela, it was also the dive opportunities too, and the communication from this team in going in for those 3-3 combos.
Yeah, they really managed to take advantage of it, didn't they? You know, Cab playing into fruition there, managing to take advantage of the comic revival as well. Now jumping into Convergence on Central Park for map 2. We could see some different opportunities, I feel. Obviously, we did see earlier into the day, you know, we saw a little bit of presence from the team like Chopper Mag playing the triple onto that first mission area. So maybe we could see a little bit of that again heading into this one as well, trying to go for a more drawn out initial phase of the map there. But you never know till you know, and the teams are ready to put on show.
And you know, when it talks about Convergence, I believe actually Central Park is the best map for Envy, so it makes a lot of sense as we get started with their counter pick going into the second map. Of course, for those of you guys that are new here to Marvel Rivals Ignite, we always start on domination for our first map. Now moving forward, though, it's the losing team that gets to not only pick the side, but what map they want to go on as well, unless it's a different type of style map mode that we have going into these next games.
That's it. It's going to be a freedom of choice coming through for our teams there. And this is the choice they've made. You know, they're jumping into Convergence for the second point of this one. And we'll see exactly what that map looks like on the other side of this break.
become the best of the best.
The fight is gonna happen right here, right now.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your patience. We are ready to go as we get started for game number 2 within our third series here within Group A. Reject already opening up the floor with a dub for that very first map.
That's it, opening up a space there and ready to clear space into this draft. We're already seeing Jeff taken away, Mantis taken away, and we are seeing Venom taken away as well. So, not looking to deal with any of the symbiotic shenanigans this time around. But we'll see what else they can open up. Obviously, going to see Emma Frost on the Protect there on both sides of the scale.
We saw that earlier, too, from Kaluge, really wanting to rock and lean into that Emma as Reject get a copy of the script. They're going to be able to ban the Mantis outright afterwards, and they've been able to ban out the Jeff while they've been able to profit off the Jeff themselves. We know what Nero could do before when we see the Jeff usually come out from Envy's side, but they don't want that sauce, it looks like, as Reject have been really working into it for their own advantage.
Wow, doubling down. Not going to see any tree combat here today. Goodbye, Groot. And we'll see who else is going to get the boot in a second. But first up, it's going to be another Protect coming through from Envy here. We'll see what they like to prioritize out of this one, whether it's another strategist or whether they want to play into the Vanguard here. Very curious what their focus is going to be.
Considering, Matsy, now that we're going on to Central Park too,
Bucky.
right? This is okay, the Bucky Protect. This is interesting because this is where we've seen Envy actually have a lot of advantage. They usually have gone 3-1 within Stage 2 of Americas here on Central Park, but then you look at Reject, they're currently 1-0 on Central Park. They haven't lost out here on this map either, and when you take a look at Convergence too, they're going to be able to ban out the Venom next, so a bit of a split focus between the strategists as well as the Vanguard as we're looking at their last Protect.
That's it. Going to be looking to focus fire on one more thing. It's going to be Jeff. So we will see that one protected through for a retech into this one. Obviously not going to be able to team up with a Venom, but that's a-okay. They can still get a grand amount of impact through with Jeff into this one. But one more ban coming out from Envy here. What will they deny? That is going to be supplied through on to our screens in just a second here as the time ticks down. Time to trickle through, and they lock out the rocket.
Wow, okay, this is interesting. That means that they also didn't find the Adam Warlock to be much of a problem, right? And you mentioned Captain America 1.2. Considering that we are going onto Central Park, they don't want to deal with all the possible reses as we see a nice highlight over the Daredevil.
Looking to let the Devil out perhaps, but I'm not going to commit to it until they lock it down into the game here. Obviously, we've seen a few players hover over that one, but we don't know until we know. What we do know is we are getting into this wonderful map there. Very excited to see how we will fare into Central Park. We're jumping into Dracula's Castle. We are ready to go into this one, and very excited to see what kind of compositions both of these teams will bring. Obviously, Envy going to be on the defense to start off with, and Reject going to be on the attack, and looking to bring their power, bare their fangs into this one.
It's going to be a good one, Matsy, especially after looking at the action from that very first map. Been high-octane action between these two teams, and Reject are looking to take another dub with Izayaki hovering over the Daredevil. Don't get me excited for nothing here, Reject. We know that sometimes we get a little tease, but it looks like that's what they're going to be sticking to. And if they try to portal right out of the gates, they could find a cheeking back angle here together with the rest of this team before maybe Marvel either swamps off here or ends up sticking to this Doctor Strange. Well, they roll out, and Izayaki actually, he did tease me, it looks like, Matsy. He is going right over to the Loki.
Yeah, looking to just settle in for the triple strategist to set up on both sides here. So definitely eager to see how much impact either side is going to bring. Obviously, Izayaki committing through to Loki this time, and they're still sticking it out with the Atom, but it's on both sides this time around. We'll see who can find the initial opening here. Already finding a bit of presence, clearing space out, forcing Piggy into an uncomfortable position there, but they're getting the trades. They've found double down on the strategist, and it's all working out perfectly for Reject. They are ripping apart this first mission area.
Listen, if it isn't the Psylocke 1v1 that we see between Gargoyle and Speedery, it's the Bucky that Envy had saved for themselves. Reject, someone let them know it's not a speedrun, but they're looking to be the nail in the coffin thus far within this series.
My goodness, just such ferocity coming through. Instant switch off on to the side lock here for Speedery there, and we'll see if they are going to be able to dance their way through this one. Obviously going to have to take it slow, pushing up to the next choke point here, but Piggy Marvel already looking to clear space there. See if they can force them as far back as possible while they push up Ratatoska.
They didn't really have enough chance to even allow Envy's strategists to build up into these ultimates, but at least it gave him time to hold this corner that you currently see Envy holding. While Tap up on the high ground, forcing out those lamps. Really good here as now Reject with Izayaki having that God of Mischief, gets the copy onto the Invisible Man, the Invisible Boundary on top of it all. And look at this, it could be a Thanksgiving feast here as he gets pushed back. The Algamoto only finds Kaluj, and with the follow-up, Kaluj falls down, and Speedery with a Dance of a Butterflies. Gargoyles trying to look for that reset, unfortunately fails here as Speedery is still able to isolate him, but Reject have the strategist ultimates to keep themselves in this fight, even with Speedery trying to find these picks.
Yeah, just doing the most to keep themselves online here, forcing the issue, pushing them further and further back. All the meanwhile, they still keep making waves with a mission vehicle. And Song Inferno delayed coming out though, does get shut down before it can pop there. So Tap are going to be forced out of the Endeavor here. Psionic Seduction at least allowing them to clear a little bit of space here for Kaluj. We'll see if they can cause a bit of an issue here. Chokeslam doesn't matter. They are damned and they will be punished.
And Month is going to follow right alongside them while Window desperately tries to make this portal happen here to try to recontest, as well as Envy looking at Reject, wanting to stop them right before this next checkpoint because they got the payload moving so quick. Gargoyle going down, and now you have to imagine Envy thinking, well, we banned out the Rocket, but they still have the Loki, they still have the God of Mischief, as we've seen the double res compositions come out time and time again. It may not be the 3 reses that they have to worry about with a BRB in play, but still keeping themselves in this fight while Nero uses the Invisible Boundary to keep Envy in.
That's it, Izayaki does have access to that as well with the God of Mischief. There you go, trading out those strategist ultimates now, and they've got Adobe there. They can use the further boundary if required, but looks like they've already started to clear a bit of space. Opening KO there, Psionic Seduction. Now looking to see if they can catch them in the backline. And Song Inferno from Tap though could make an impact. There we go, Gargoyles down, so good to find trades into this one. Somebody has to come out ahead. Agamotto coming through, stun on lock, but they aren't able to lock in the KOs. The Karmic Revival keeps them online again.
And the Invisible Boundary that was called in and scared at the same time from both sides. It looks like Month fade of both worlds while Gargoyle comes in. He was marked time and time by Tap, but now with the reset opportunity, Marvel gets stunned, Finale gets a finishing blow onto Window, and Gargoyle protected right behind the rest of his team and that Doctor Strange shield. They're going to be able to press forward and get this next checkpoint.
That's it. They managed to lock it down, lock it in, and push it over the line. Another 4 minutes to push it all the way to the last capture point here. Very eager to see if there's going to be a change of pace from Envy into this one, because they are struggling right now to hold them off.
Looking at the Invisible Boundary that they have now from Nero, Kaluj, Psionic Seduction. Do they mark Gargoyle? Do they find where Finale is? Because this also builds that gap between the strategist ultimates that Reject want to lean into for this next upcoming fight. Izayaki, Dolby, as well as Finale, while Speedery's trying to get into position to harass that backline.
That's it. Looking to see if they can force the issue here. Kalu's going to be barging in with the Psionic Seduction. Does capture a few into that one. Piggy's already found their opposing Vanguard, though. Now they're trading Psionic Seduction. Speedery's down. This is a problem for Envy. They're already 2 down. Kalush is in deep trouble. Oh, they still managed to hold on, but they are going to be isolated out. Just complete. Just an insane intent coming through there.
Ooh, nice little freezer. I mean, that looked like Halloween came just a few days early, right? Just taken from a scene here, as fortunately for Kaluj, you can't survive that one after getting jumped. Meanwhile, the Invisible Boundary comes at the Meteor M, comes up after they've been using the team up together with the Emma Frost and Magneto. Finally, Window comes in and slams down onto Finale, but he has the passive, and that's the most important thing because he's got that Karmic Revival, and Born Again rings to their ears, and they can't see through the Invisible Boundary themselves that was laid out earlier by the God of Mischief, as Izayaki gets booted right out afterwards, and nobody to stop Reject from literally speedrunning this payload to the finish line.
That is just
2 minutes,
insane.
42
they have
minutes.
so much time to play with there, as you were saying. Just craziness. I feel like Born Again is going to be a nightmare. Envy are going to be repeating over and over again. You know, it's just crazy to see. We saw Daredevil. We're seeing a Born Again coming out. Just, wow. I'm speechless. You know, Reject are just locked into this one.
Never thought I would say Adam Warlock's a sleep paralysis demon, just having that echo in your ears time and time again. Born again, born again. And then you have Loki coming in, just echoing, adding to the choir of reses coming out from Reject non-stop, and then enabling Gargoyle, I think, has been the most important thing too. We know this team has no issue rolling out with the triple 3-3 that we've always seen before, but it's the fact that Gargoyle has still gone toe-to-toe between Speedery, between his whole team rallying behind him to make sure he's not the one getting marked, as you've seen from Tap before, and even seeing the adjustments that we're currently having here from Envy.
Yeah, great to see that they're trying something different into this one, you know, really trying to see if they can make strides over through towards the first mission area here. Reject, I'm curious to see how the thing is going to work out for them. Obviously, you don't see that commonly picked by teams too much these days, but I think that there's definitely going to be some good times ahead with this one. Obviously, heading in to the triple into this one, I reckon they are going to be able to make a lot of fun.
Your patience, but to highlight a little bit while we wait for our players to make sure that they're ready to go, and looking at the changes that we had from Envy, Tap going on to the Adam Warlock. I mean, I know we've had a little bit of downtime, right, between our last day of playoffs from the American region into going into the championship and looking at what these teams have in store for us between Season 4.5. I know that there's been a lot more flexibility from these teams across all the regions, but the Adam Warlock from Tap has me questioning maybe something different from Envy's side of things, maybe trying to replicate that of Reject.
Yeah, it definitely is great to see, I guess, a lot of duelist players trying to flex off into that more aggressive strategist role. You know, it's similar to how in the past we've seen a lot of duelist players flex off into the Ultron there, so it's great to see that they can jump in to help strategists when they need to, especially with the triple strategist there being so key to a lot of lineups right now. So I think it's really good to see that they're able to find activation into that. But obviously, you know, we're seeing other similar changes, like you can see some players flex off into the Strange here and there. You know, everybody's going to have that in their back pocket. So yeah, I love to see the adaptability of a lot of these teams.
That's why it's really interesting to also see how some teams have opted to ban out the Doctor Strange when we go to a map like Central Park, right? Obviously, that's not the case right here. You want a prio ban on that Venom, especially after the 4.5 changes and the anti-heal properties that Venom comes out with. But you have the recontention opportunities, but they've been getting shut down, and by they, I mean Envy and Window whenever he tries to go in for these recontentions. And you see Reject, they're so good at picking apart these fights midway while they happen. You have to pay attention to their positioning, how they're trying to split not only the attention away from Envy, but they add to the chaos. While we get started once again, now it's Envy's turn to attack while Reject wait for them here on the point.
That's it. They're going to be biding their time there. It's going to be Marvel. We're going to charge ahead into this one. I see. They hit a big charge here, trying to barge in and smack him up, but they are just going to be holding it back for the time being here, forcing Envy far away from the mission area as quick as possible. Do have the Maelstrom available as well, but that's big damage from afar there. Tap just creating space for them and their team here. They can definitely make waves from afar because no one's looking to deal with them at all as yet.
No, he's just going to try to take some free shots, I guess, right here onto Finale, but Invisible Boundary allows Month to pull up with the rest of Envy and Nero's Invisible Boundary. Now they can cycle that together with the God of Mischief from Month as they do exactly that. They try to force Reject inside of this alleyway here. Well, Izayaki, talk about timing on the God of Mischief. He brings him back, he pulls it off, and Reject are looking to recontest to waste more time away from Envy.
Oh, Speedery ready to activate with the Kraken Impact, though. Does get the shut down. A good start, but there you go. It's another Karmic Revival for a Finale there. They've chained them together. They are still online, still holding strong to the mission area, but they're still chaining together piece by piece here. Tap one and the same activated. They're bringing Envy back into the fray here. No one is getting away, but Speedery, again, does manage to find the tick through there, and they will be able to force the issue. Reject on the edge of the end of this mission area. Can they hold on though?
It's such a messy fight. He pushes Gargoyle back here while he made a swap over to the Doctor Strange, but the fight is not over, Matsy. You have Dolby coming in with the Invisible Boundary, keeping Reject contesting Envy. It leads to another round of ultimates now as the other Invisible Boundary from Nero comes out. Shortly afterwards, a Silent Seduction from Kaluj now comes in, and Month will be looking to rotate with another Invisible Boundary to keep Envy in this fight before Izayaki gets a copy onto Finale, who goes down and does not have a passive.
Oh, here we go. Clobbering time. We're going to be bouncing them up for now. Gargoyle going down. A good start coming through. Boundary coming out from Month with the God of Mischief there. But Speedery is just chaining them together right now. Looking to lock down that KO. They get it. They've reset the ticker. And they got another one if they need it. But the kicker is they are going to be able to take control of the mission area. And Ratatoska will push on.
But will they have the time advantage that we saw from Reject? Because Reject are moving back around, and they have Izayaki with the God of Mischief. They have Piggy coming in with the Psionic Seduction. And if you look at the ultimate potential now from the strategists of Reject, Finale and Dolby are right there to give it some time so that way they can build into the next set of ultimates to elongate this fight and to waste even more time from Envy.
That's it, biding their time as much as they possibly can, and it's going to be Psionic Seduction coming on a window, doing a great job to hold it back for the moment, but they can only avoid it for so long, doing really good to just play around cover there, but Gargoyle does manage to find Speedery, so that's going to nullify some of that damaging impact. Speaking of impact, Kraken Impact online, and ripping up, ready to go, flowing their way in, and they rip it through. What an impressive use of ultimates there.
Vanguard meal here for a big boy like Gargoyle now as he got the reset. He's looking to go right back to the rest of his team, not trying to overcommit. Good awareness here from Gargoyle. Even if you have the safety of your double Vanguards, you don't want to risk it when you're still wasting time away from Envy. And in my opinion here, Matsy, it's so tough to get the comeback when you are stalled exactly at this point because of how close your spawn room gates are in comparison to the line of sight of where Reject is currently holding.
That's it, they really have to take that distance into account, really have to consider how they want to approach this next portion. But speaking of the portion, we are eating good with Strategist Ultimates and the Psionic Seduction coming out from Kaluj there, trying to clear some of the space between them. But Dobie still going to be online till the end there. Agamotto trying to pop it down, lock it in, and they trade it out. Marvel catches the Strategist into the back lane, and they get the KOs through. Kraken Impact trying to clear the distance here. This could be something big.
But Tab has a passive right now. He can come right back around, and he does just that, and he's got the Karmic Revile. That may have been a big Eye of Agamotto from Marvel, but now with the Psionic Seduction, Finale here too, but it is Tap that brings him back, as we've noted where his positioning was. He went all the way to the high ground here, and they're able to flip this fight thus far, while Month also has a God of Mischief in the copy of the Invisiwoman.
Oh, this is perfect. Just keeping themselves online as much as they possibly can here, forcing the mission area to stay under control. But we'll see if they can stroll ahead 1 second longer now. The focus up front. Tap looking to make this one personal. Boundaries coming up on both sides. Dobie, the last one to activate, could hold on to it a little longer. So on a seduction, though, coming out as a delay from Kaluj. This could be what they need to force them back. Speedery now, once again, does have the ticks. They can play off the clones there and just continue to reset. Agamotto around the back, and here they stack it up.
He finds 2 here. Window also got retaliated on it. It's Speedery to follow up, make it 4. Can we see 5 at least being able to push them back and get the space that they need, considering the fact that they have less than a minute now on the clock. They finally get to this next checkpoint and kind of staggering Reject a little bit, just forcing them to back away by the bridge.
That's it, going to have to fall back for a second, reconsider their options, but they still got plenty of time to clear it through to the final stretch here. Reject need to reconsider what they want to bring into this next one. Obviously, they got a couple of ultimates online, no strategist ultimates though, so that could prove to be a bit frivolous heading into the next fight. But albeit Envy don't have any ultimates right now, so it could be a game of stalls, and Agamotto coming online already, trying to take a toll here. Gargoyle looking to rip it apart with the Kraken Impact. Psionic Seduction once again as well from Piggy here, just going to be spraying away and looking to find their prey.
That's a La Vista real quick while Finale takes a break and manages to walk way towards the rest of Reject, and Piggy is busy drop kicking Kaluj on some Emma v Emma action here. Envy having to be careful with the way that Marvel has been approaching these Eye of Agamottos, finding that backline too, being so detrimental with their current limited time bank.
That's it, looking to send them through to Judgment Day there. But speaking of, we got God of Mischief online. A Month does have the boundary available, and Izayaki one and the same are both activating simultaneously there. Nero can back it up as well as Dobie as well. So it's just going to be a drawn out pursuit here. Kraken Impact from Speedery though, trying to shut them down around the back, but they just can't find the impact they need onto this one.
Wanted to wait out the very end too, while the Eye of Agamotto finds Finale and Marvel, but he does not find Dobie, as Dobie is the insurance policy that they needed to call in that invisible boundary. With the pull-in and the follow-ups, Gargoyle cannot be saved unless Finale's got that Born Again, bringing Gargoyle right back into this fight, and he wants to look for the reset, as he's going to enable Gargoyle to play a lot more aggressive.
That's it, and traded out by Tap as well. Here we go. Akamoto going to be trying to lock them down. Tap in big trouble there, but they will stay online. Takes the Nero, not for long though. Gargoyle isolates it. Now looking to see if they can seal this one with more. Kraken, in fact, is doing leaps and bounds onto this. Resetting the ticks with the clones there, and they are going to be able to lock it down on the Tap, but the healing is just too much right now. They can't get past them.
Guys, they're literally just dancing around one another, just playing tit for tat as he jumps up, and it doesn't matter whether he gets pushed back or grappled in. They were ready to punish Window out of the eye of Agamotto, and Reject right now are holding back Envy, and they need this dub to beat one of the best teams from America as Finale gets the back-to-back pick. Dolby follows up on Tap, and nobody left from Envy to stay contested on the point, while Reject win game number 2.
Oh my goodness, can you believe it? They have managed to sweep away Envy, defying the odds into this one, and they have a clean start to the day, taking away 2 games to none. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting this from Reject into the first day of competition, but they are going leaps and bounds here today.
Look, Matsy, when I saw the talent coming through from Reject, I mean, they were a very nice team already before when we saw them in mid-season playoffs, right? But it was the 2 additions on top of the veteranship that Reject have in their pocket. They've been in these situations